So hello everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to another Coffee and Create. And today you all are going to join me as I catch up on all of the journal entries that I need to do. There's one for my coffee journal, JMU journal, my everything journal, and I just started the Spilled Coffee Studio journal to document like my little business and stuff. So let's get to it. Alright, so here is everything that I'm trying to tackle and get into my journals. I went ahead and got all of the pictures printed out and then also like cut out little scraps of like scrapbooking paper and then also put like some stickers that I thought would kind of go along with the theme, and just went ahead and then paper clipped all of them together so I would have these little bundles of what I wanted, so that way y'all wouldn't have to see me digging through everything, and that would also just take a lot of time. You also can't see, but I am surrounded by different pens and markers and washi tape and stuff to get ready to fancify my little journals. So let's get started. Okay, so the first journal that I started with is my coffee journal. Now, my coffee journal entries are super simple. I usually have a picture or two of when I went to the coffee shop, maybe some cute stickers to decorate the page, and then basically just wrote about like whatever I drink or had to eat and stuff like that. This particular entry is about when my, it was the day before the Redbud Festival, and my grandmother and I got some coffee from Bridgewater Coffee, and we also got blueberry coconut scones, hence why there is a lot of like blue in terms of like the scrapbooking paper, and I also had this little sticker sheet that had bunnies with blueberries, which worked perfectly. In the last clip, you saw me cutting the paper using pinking shears, which those are technically supposed to be used for fabric. However, I just really like the effect that they give the paper, so I use them for paper as opposed to fabric. Plus, I don't do a lot of sewing where I would need to use pinking shears and stuff like that, so I just never really bother with them. But anyways, I try to do like a fun little like color scheme for each journal spread that I do, and one that will match like the other like washi tape and stickers and stuff that I use. So like I said, this one had a blue theme, and I just wrote about, the time my grandmother and I spent together, and here is that finished spread. You can pause if you want to read it, but now it's on to the next journal. Next journal that had an entry is my JMU journal. And I wrote about starting our final painting for my painting class. And since my final painting has birds in it, I thought this little bird like paper would be absolutely perfect for it. My final painting is, if you watch my oil painting class, but it's basically going to be birds in a nest, and they're going to have, the nest is going to be filled with things that I have memories related to. And basically, yeah, that's pretty much what my final painting is going to be. And then I gave the page a title, and then I just went on to writing everything out about that particular page, just like every other one. And here is the finished page. Again, pause if you want to read it, but it's on to my next journal. Now, the next journal is my everything journal, which had about 3 entries that I wanted to get in. But first, here is the April spread, because I thought I would show you guys, because I did the same process like my February journal spread, which is an entire video. I'll link it down below. But that was April's theme, which was like, April showers will bring May flowers. But anyways, first entry is related to the Redbud Festival. Had cute flower paper I wanted to put in the corners before gluing that down and then putting the pictures on top of it. I do a lot of like similar spreads for like my journals in terms of like having like cute scrapbooking paper in the corner and then taping or gluing the pictures on top and then like adding stickers somewhere. I'm just very simple when it comes to like spreads like that. I don't know why. I need to switch it up a little bit, but this is the way I like doing it. And then again, I give each page a little title, and then I write about how the day was. And then here's me writing. I'll try to fill up the entire page if I can, and if not, I'll try to find stickers or something to fill in blank spots, because I just hate the blank spots. The next journal entry was about the eclipse that happened, and the eclipse glasses were ones that my grandmother had brought home from work, because I honestly didn't think I'd be able to see it because I had no clue where I would get glasses from. But I actually got to see it, and I thought like all of these like little notes and washi tape and stuff would fit perfectly with a fun little eclipse spread. And I didn't write a lot about that particular spread just because, you know, it was very short, and I just basically kind of mentioned what I just said about how I didn't think I'd be able to see it. But yeah, here is this finished spread before doing the final thing. Not my grandfather, my uncle, sorry about that, sent me a cool backpack that I had been wanting. He had it and he didn't want it anymore, so sent it to me, and he also sent me that really sweet letter, so I thought I would add it into my journal. I just used that fun like plaid scrapbooking paper as a background and then glued it in before using like the little glue tape thing to attach a pretty pink envelope into it, just because I thought it would match a bit better, and it was also smaller so it actually fit in my journal as opposed to the white one he sent it in, though I did cut my name out from the original envelope. And then after I glued that down, I did have to fold down the letter so it would fit, but that's totally okay. And that was all I did for my everything journal. And look how thick she's getting. Those eclipse glasses really did a bit of a number on her. I still cannot believe how thick it has gotten, even though we're only in April. But anyways, my final journal that I was going to be working on was my Spilled Coffee Studio journal. That's all I had so far, and then here's everything that I tried to get into that journal. I did not film every single spread. However, the first spread that I did do was the cervical cancer awareness spread, and basically I talked about how this was something that was important to me and how I decided to make products based off of it using Celeste, the cervical cancer awareness bat, and the reason she is a bat, which I have a Coffee and Create where I make this particular plushie. I'll include it in the description down below. But basically, my mom loved bats and she passed away from cervical cancer, so I wanted to make something that would honor her but also raise awareness for this horrible disease. And then when I did the spread, I did the exact same thing as the others with scrapbooking paper in the corner, printed out pictures and then glued them in, and then added fun little stickers. You can see me struggling to peel that one. It wasn't cut super well, so I had to kind of peel it off. And then added the title and then wrote away in this little entry. And I wrote quite a bit because, like I said, this is something that is important to me. After I finished the cervical cancer awareness spread, I moved on to the next one. And the next one was for the very first time I did the Redbud Festival. I had kept some things from then, and I wanted to get it into this journal. You see that I cut like I believe it said 13th annual part off because that was wrong. It was actually the 14th annual. But I cut out the little thing that had my name in it, and then I used like this thing that they gave to vendors as like the paper that will go in the corners, and then I glued it all down with all of the pictures. Like I said, this was my first ever time at the Redbud Festival, and it was such a great time. It was a lot of fun, especially because I had family visiting. My uncle and little cousins were up at the time, and it was really great. And then here I am just writing out that little spread. Now, the next thing that I decided to add into it was my sales, as I keep track of all of my sales in a little notebook, and I just thought it would be cool to see like how much I had made and what I had sold at that time. So that's what I did for the Redbud spread. And then the next spread that I decided to film was the Timberville Winter Festival, which is the best that I've ever done at an event, and it was actually a lot of fun, even though it was very cold and a long day, especially because this was a 2-day event, and the first day was, like I said, very long. But anyways, I just taped everything, I glued everything in. Then I used really cute stickers from Narwhal Carousel Co., who I absolutely love, to decorate the page. I used one of the cute little reindeer stickers, and then went along with my process of writing everything down. And then I also did the sales again for the Timberville Winter Festival. And then finally, here is that finished spread. Had to go on to another page just because it was a 2-day event. And then here are the last 2 spreads that I ended up doing, the TAHS Arts and Crafts Market, and then finally the Redbud Festival from this year. But yeah, that's it. Alright, so it's a brand new day when I am filming this outro, but I would like to thank you all so much for joining me as I filled out spreads in 4 different journals of mine. Yes, I know I'm crazy for having 4 different journals, but honestly, it is so much fun, and now I've like totally realized why people have started doing journaling and stuff like that. And if you're ever interested in getting into journaling, I think the best advice that I can give for you is just do what you want instead of like trying to copy what others do, in terms of like trying to make it the fancy aesthetically pleasing stuff, even though it might not be something that you really care about or something like that, if you know what I mean. But yeah, anyways, after that little bit of advice, thank you all, like I said, so much for joining me as I worked on my journals. I had a lot of fun doing this, mainly because, I don't know, journaling has just become such a thing for me, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. Probably be more journaling videos in the future. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, if you're ever interested in starting a journal and thought, well, you know, what do I do? Just do it and make it about something that you like. Like, I could start a coffee journal or start a book journal if you like to read and stuff like that, and just go with the flow and have a lot of fun doing it. But I'm going to stop blabbing, and yeah, bye.